Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to another book chat. Okay, so what was your August reading like? Have you read loads? What's your favourite discovery of the month been? Let me know below. My favourite discovery of the month. Um, I don't know. I've really not read very many books. I've been absolutely hopeless. I seem to be saying this every time at the moment, and I'm going to blame general world situation for all of it. Yes, no, not very much reading at all. I have, however, had pretty good levels of reading. I've had a few DNFs as always. I my BookBub habit does not improve. I think in 1 week I bought about five and then told myself that I wasn't opening any more emails from BookBub until I read at least one of them. Considering I get through maybe one book a week at the best. So yeah, buying five of them was not a great plan really. So anyway, of the books I did read. Okay, so you might remember from last month I talked about Lindsay Buroka's Sinister Magic, which was the first in her Death Before Dragons. Yeah, Death Before Dragons series. Great fun. Urban fantasy with the dragon, obviously, but a really good main character who's strong without being invincible. She's flawed without it being, oh, look, here's a really cute flaw, sort of thing. So it's really good. I really do like them. Lots of snarky humor, plus a telepathic tiger, which is excellent. And I recommend putting that in any book just to make things more interesting. I mean, you can't go wrong with a telepathic tiger and dragons. Anyway, so second book, Battle Bond. And it continues the story. The inevitable romance, which you can see is coming in the first book, is slowly building, but it doesn't take anything over. It's still much more about the actual story, which is always really important to me, not being a big romance person. I apologise to the SO for that again. So really good. It carries the story on. It's also standalone in its own right. So there's a lovely thread which goes through everything. You kind of want to read the series in order, but you could pick up any of these books and just read them on their own as well, which is always good in my mind. So yeah, more snark, more of the telepathic dragon. Excellent. The world's expanding. We've got another dragon coming in. We're starting to see that this first dragon isn't as invincible as he seems in the first one. The main character's starting to, Val, the main character, Val's starting to understand a little bit more of her power and discover it, and just really good. There's, yeah, and great side characters as well. It's all really well done. So thoroughly recommend Lindsay Buroka's Death Before Dragons series, certainly based on the two I've read. I also got really click happy and I bought two box sets of hers as well, but I haven't started them yet. Right, yeah. Okay, so next one I read, now for something slightly different, Max Brooks' Devolution. I don't know, you probably can't actually see the title on there. My Kindle doesn't really show covers very well. And my old Kindles have completely died. I can't even turn them on anymore. So by the author of World War Z, which I apparently have read because I went to buy it and it's already in my Kindle, and then I went in my Kindle and it says it's read. So that one evidently didn't stick with me that well, or I probably mixed it up in my mind with all the other zombie books I read, because I'm constantly looking for one that's I actually really enjoy. So Devolution, based on the Sasquatch Bigfoot myth, told again like World War Z. Now I'm remembering it a bit actually. I do remember. Was that the one I'm remembering? I'm remembering one that was told in journal form. So this is told in journal form as well, and it's presented as a journalist who's found these journals and has been researching the story. So you're getting other people's viewpoints coming in as well from his interviews and that sort of thing. But he himself doesn't intrude in the story particularly, which is really good. So most of the story is told through this woman Kate's journals, and she's in the settlement up in the hills and in the mountains in California. There's a volcanic eruption. They're cut off from everyone else, and there's something in the woods, and the story builds from there, and it was really good. Yeah, it was one of those ones where I definitely kept reading. This was one of my stayed up late many times until it was finished. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you like this sort of it's horror, but without, it's not gory. It's more suspense. You just want to know what happens next. You're worried for the characters, that sort of thing. It's not scare you. It's probably more thriller, but supernatural thriller. There's probably a term for that, and I just can't think of it. Thought it was really, really good. Max Brooks' Devolution. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that one. Next, okay. Oh, wait, where's the cover gone? I'm getting there. Oh no, come back. Sorry. So a lot of you may be familiar with Chuck Wendig, particularly in the writing community. He has a fantastic blog called Terrible Minds, which is always a really good read. It's one of the ones I do really enjoy, as much as I remember to read blogs, which my blog reading is as erratic as my other reading at the moment. So I have actually not read his books before. I picked up one years ago, and I can't even remember which one it was. It's still in my Kindle somewhere. And I've tried it a couple of times, and I've never got past the first couple of chapters. It didn't grip me. I sort of felt like I'd been dropped in the middle of a story that I didn't know, and it was the first of a series, or it was a standalone. I can't remember now. So I should have known what was going on, and I just didn't really care enough about the characters for what was happening to them at that stage. The writing was good, but yeah, it just didn't captivate me. So I was sort of like, I don't know whether I want to try again, but I do like his blog so much. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, we'll try this one. So The Blue Blazers. And this I thought was really, really good. Different world underneath New York City. Well, it's actually kind of hell, but it's not hell, it's underworld, with kind of threads of myth drawn from all the different human myths of the underworld. So there's sort of Greek overtones, there's Egyptian overtones, there's all sorts going on. And he's created this fantastic, the underworld is amazing. I mean, you're fascinated by it. There's little snippets of this journal by someone who went exploring down there, and just the journal slowly deteriorates as he slowly loses his mind down there in the dark with all these creatures, and it's just brilliantly done. So the story itself is about Mookie Pearl, who's this kind of enforcer, really, for the mob, pretty much the organization, which is sort of the equivalent. And it's all falling apart because the boss is dying, and Mookie Pearl's daughter is caught, or a strange daughter is caught up in this collapse. Everyone thinks she precipitates it, and which is, well, anyway, I'm not explaining it very well, but what it turns into is the underworld's trying to rise. Someone is trying to bring the ancient gods up from the underworld, and they're doing it by getting rid of, or taking control of, the boss of this organization. And Mookie Pearl is the one person standing in the way. And he's not your typical hero. He's very good at one thing, which is what he does, which is essentially getting this drug called the Blue Blazers out of the underworld. And this drug allows you to see the creatures of the underworld. Otherwise, you wouldn't know they were among us. And, he's not the quickest thinker. He's not the most charismatic person. He's just good at what he does. But this story means he has to become more. And it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. When I first started, I was like, this is so bizarre. I don't know about this character. I don't know how much I care. I'm not sure. But as it went on, really enjoyed it. Thought that was another very good read. That's 3 really good reads this month. I'm doing well. Oh, the pudding's here to say hello. She's upset because the heating's not working. Our boiler has stopped working, and I can't get anyone out till Monday. So hopefully it doesn't get too cold. And that was actually about my reading for the month. I did read another book, but honestly, I don't really want to share it with anyone because I still don't know why I finished it. I could see this twist coming from miles away, and I was like, that can't possibly be the twist, because that's kind of disturbing, and it's really not. I think it's meant to be funny, but it's not funny, and it's horrible, and I don't like it. And so I kept reading to see what the twist was, and the twist was what I thought it was. And it was just, you just sort of finished the book and went, no. So I'm not going to share that one. You can message me if you want me to tell you more about it. So there we go. That was my reading for the month. 3 decent books. One just, yeah, not going to talk about it. And the normal bunch of ones that I started and just didn't continue with. There's always some. But look at that beauty. I have finally got the paperback proofs for Gobolino's third adventure, Complication of Unicorns. So you've been waiting to get your hands on the paperback. You can now get it through Amazon. You can get it through Book Depository. You can ask your favourite local indie store if they'll get it for you. And I will put the links in the blog. Up there probably actually. And yes, so if you are looking for that, it's there. It looks very, very nice with the other two books in the series. And yes, more to come later. So thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry, I've only had one cup of tea this morning. And we shall see you next time. So let me know what you've been reading this month, what you've enjoyed, what your DNFs have been, any new authors you've discovered. And yeah, we'll see you next time.